Hey guys, I'm Elisa Parker. This is at the Wild and Scenic Film Festival in the Media Lounge, and it's just been an incredible opportunity to connect with so many extraordinary people here visiting us, like Alex and Adam. They are part of the film Unchained, and we were just talking about elephants, because the film is about elephants, and how there was some really exciting news, actually. Do you want to share with that, Adam, what it was, and then we're going to talk about the film?
Yes, last night we just found out our group has been protesting Ringling Brothers for over 10 years due to the elephant abuse, tiger abuse. And last night, Kenneth Feld, the CEO of Ringling, announced that in May, they're gone. No more circuses, no more tigers, no more elephants. And it's actually groundbreaking that finally this has happened. These animals do not deserve to be in these captive situations. And it's like perfect timing with Alex's movie premiering yesterday. So it's just amazing news. I mean, it's like, you know.
That's amazing. And welcome, first of all, to Wild and Scenic. Is it premiering here at Wild and Scenic?
Yes, world premiere.
Congratulations on that. So tell us about the film.
Well, the film is not only about Unchained, the elephants. It's also about Unchained ourselves, to do any kind of art to change our behavior with the animals and how we live with the animals, and try to make, of course, a better world.
And how did you get involved in this in the first place? Like, what inspired you to create this film?
Well, the main inspiration was my experience with the elephants, because I was working as a travel guide in Nepal and in India, and I knew about the elephants living in captivity. But after the first time that I knew from them, I decided to do something. And because I am a filmmaker, I decided to do my work and to film them and try to do anything that I could.
What is it about the elephant that captivated you in a way, so much so that you felt like, I need to take action around this, I need to share this story, and even being even more involved than that, really?
So can you say again? Sorry.
Well, I was saying what inspired. I was talking about the inspiration.
Yeah, the inspiration are the elephants themselves, no? Because I was working or being with them, and I got the inspiration from their way of living. And also, when I started to research, the inspiration changed a little bit to focus in the work that Carol Buckley is doing to change the culture, no, the culture of the Nepalese.
Yeah, you want to tell us about Carol?
Basically, Carol Buckley, like in these places what Alex was talking about, where the elephants are they're chained up between either working or giving tourism rides, and the elephants have really bad foot care, health problems. And what Carol's doing, what Alex is showing, is how she's changing culture.
Yes.
In America, we want to go over and just set them all free, but that's not realistic. They've been using these animals for hundreds, if not thousands of years for work and everything else. So Carol's like changing culture from the inside.
Yes.
And that's what Alex is showing about how Carol Buckley is just an incredible woman, and how she's like showing the men out, the one that take care of the elephants, how to take care of the elephants. And hopefully the next generations will start to unchain them and put them in open corrals. And once you work with these elephants, I mean, like in the movie, you can be mean to the elephants and they'll still be kind to you, is what she says. It's amazing, and everyone should. It's a must-see movie. There's no movie out there like this.
Yeah. For me, it was a total discovery, no? The way how she works, and how she encourages the people to behave in another way. She's a total inspiration.
How is your experience in creating this film and being part of this? How has it enhanced how you show up in the world now? How you, just as a human being?
Well, it's now we have the right time, no, to show what is happening and what we can do to change, no, the situation. It's our time, and we have to do what we can at any time. Is our possibility. If we don't act, we are the accomplices of the situation, no? Because once we know about the situation, we have to do something. We cannot be in a comfortable way or in a comfortable position. We have to move.
What kind of action do you want all of us to take? And you can tell them right there, for both you and Adam.
Well, I'll start. Like say with the Ringling, we've been protesting for 10 years, and I had friends of mine that thought I was crazy. I have a room in the house, posters everywhere. I design my own posters and do the art, and they're like, "You're never going to change this. You're not going to stop Ringling." And it takes all of us collectively working together individually, not like a big group. It's everyone working together, and you can make real change in the world, but it's a lot of dedication, and that's why I think people need to feel empowered that you can make a difference in the world. It's hard, and you don't get victories very often, but you always got to keep trying.
That's so true, the perseverance. Like, I was watching the Broward Youth Award, or no, not the Broward Youth Award, the Goldman Prize winners last night in one of the films, and they're everyday people taking action. Some of those people have been working on those specific projects, whether that was removing a toxic dump for like 10 to 15 years, like just what you said. So it's that perseverance. Have to persevere. How about for you?
Yeah, I think that any step is useful, but we have to do the step that we can do now to go forward for the next step. But we must to do a little step or big step, but we have to do it.
Little steps or big steps. So the theme this year is At the Edge. So what is a moment for both of you when you felt like, stepping out of your comfort zone, being on the edge, when you had to take that leap of faith to move forward either on a project or in just your personal life?
Many of you not have heard of this, but last year in Florida, they allowed, in 2015, they allowed trophy hunting of black bears. They hadn't done that in 20 years because the hunters and poachers had almost wiped them out of Florida. So the big government group, the FWC, the Florida Fish and Wildlife Commission, says they're run by hunters basically, and so they said we're going to hunt bears again, and we're like, whoa, don't do that. So I took all my protesting knowledge, and basically we stopped bear hunting in 2016, which was, it was groundbreaking. That the fact is, we took on a huge billion-dollar government agency by protesting, interviews. We got on Washington Post, Huffington Post. We basically protested it, and that was like, and we went and documented the bears being killed and being brought in to show the world, like, people are killing these animals for no reason than for sport, and it's wrong. And they stopped it last year, and it was like people around the world were like, they couldn't believe we stopped the hunt, but it was because, same thing, everyone came together. We worked together. We put our differences aside. I work with hunters who are deer hunters, but not bear hunters, and they even work with us. Because sometimes we have to come together and put our differences aside. And that was like, for me, stepping out the edge, like documenting bears being killed. It was the worst thing I've ever had to witness.
Wow, that's a great example.
Yeah.
How about for you, Alex?
Well, I think that once the people can connect with the environment, with the nature, then we can understand what is the best thing that we have to do, because it's such a powerful thing, This is the most important thing that we have, the environment, and we have to care, we have to look after it, and we have to behave in a better way, of course.
Well, and you totally went on the edge just by jumping in and creating this film, right? I think a lot of times we're called to show up and rise up, and it's often going to be taking us by surprise, right? It's not something you're going to plan for. And here you are as a tour guide, and you see how the elephants are being treated, and you're like, this is my time to rise up for this right now.
Exactly. That is what happened. No? Once you know about the problem, you don't have another possibility that to act or to move.
What would you guys want to say to everyone about why it's so important to come to an event like Wild and Scenic, the Wild and Scenic Film Fest?
Well, I know that myself, besides protesting, I'm a vegan. I do activism and against like puppy mills. Other, our group does things against other aspects, and I think, myself, we live in a world where pretty much the world's against us and what we're trying to do, like spread compassion, and events like this kind of recharge you and bring you around people that are like-minded, and you connect with each other and make good connections. Like, I've been working with Alex for a year and a half. I met him yesterday. We met online through Carol Buckley, but it's like I've known him for my whole life, but just from emailing and working together. So it's pretty amazing to come together.
That's great. How about for you, Alex?
Well, what do you ask me about the
why is it so important for people to come to this film festival?
Well, it's a very good opportunity to show to people interested in the environment and in the nature. Is one of the most important places to show our work and to encourage the people to move and to act. Yeah.
Move and to act. Hey, thanks so much, guys, for making the journey to be here from Florida, from Spain. The film is called Unchained. It's like a must-see. It's a messy, and it's so important to see that just through films, through our perseverance, through our voices, that you can make a difference.
Yeah.
You really can. And right now we're realizing it's going to take us together.
Yes.
In the community part, as you mentioned. Thanks so much, guys. I'm Elisa Parker. It's the Wild and Scenic Film Festival Media Lounge. Thanks so much for being with us. What kind of text were you doing in the call?
Well, about the trip that I